for those who don't know what Stakehouse is, Stakehouse is a DApp that creates pooled hex stakes. So Crispy and I and Fast Abdul could get together trustlessly and create pooled hex stakes and benefit from the bigger pays better bonuses. We can split up gas fees for unstaking, that sort of thing. And it's both on Ethereum and PulseChain. So that's kind of a rarity. Nobody that I can think of has been really building for HEX on Ethereum. And this is kind of a different deal, which is cool. All right. I'm going to bring up, I'm going to share a screen. If you could see this, Max. Let's see.
Hey, Max.
Share that screen, man. Share it.
It's not coming up. Window.
Elgo says PulseChain is the best chain. I agree.
There we go.
I feel it. I feel it coming.
All right. Do you guys see it?
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yep.
All right. Awesome.
What do you do?
So this is Stakehouse, right? And it has several different options on here as far as stake length and all that stuff. It's fully configurable just as if you were staking HEX natively, right? So if we were to create a pool, and I'm just going to go over some of the operations here, you guys, and then we can freaking talk about it for a bit. And then after this, if you guys even want to stay on, we're going to create a stake live so people can join it. Okay.
Nice.
So stake duration is the same as it is on every other staking platform, whether you're staking it on Alex's platform, Hedron, Acosa, right, or Hex native, all the way to 555 days, right? 1 to 5555.
Hex stake is a hex stake. Yep.
And then you can't, if you get it to a day that, if you wanted to get it to a 30-day stake, and you're having a problem adjusting this button, you can toggle it with an up and down arrow. So you can take it down 1 day at a time.
Oh, nice. So I tried to make a 69-day stake once, but I couldn't quite hit it with the slider bar.
Of course you did.
So I ended up making a 72-day stake, which was, it's terrible.
So that's the limitations that right there. That is a hex stake, right? This is where things get interesting, right? I can have an enrollment period of 1 hour all the way up to 369 hours, right? So we're going to do a week on the on the one that we're going to do on stream. I'll do the math on that for how many hours that is, but for conversation purposes, let's take it to 2 days, right? So if I took this to 48 hours, that's how long people have to enroll in this stake with us. So it is a 48-hour period, and I could take my HEX, deposit it in this stake, and it piles on top of Crispy's, who's piled on top of Fast Abdul's. So we're starting to earn a bigger pays better bonus upside what we normally would, right? Creator fees, we have, this is the only thing that we can actually adjust on this, and right now it's set at 0. Every stake I create is set at 0. I don't think that I should be rewarded for you helping me getting a bigger pays better bonus, so I'm not going to take it to 1%, which is where it's maxed. I can adjust it and this was per a request from Vets, actually, because he thought about doing it for baseball teams, veterans, stuff like that. So on one-off basis, I can take this up to 5%. But right now, creator fee is 1%. Max, everything I do is at 0%. So once I create this, that stake is in what they call the ordering phase, right? So while everything's restaurant oriented, you guys, that's how most of the MCR dApps are. So that's in the ordering phase. So as stakes, as people pile in over the next 48 hours, they're all still in the ordering phase. It doesn't change to the cooking phase until that 48 hours is stopped, and somebody has to actually go in here and click start the stake. Anybody can.
And that 48 hours, is that an adjustable metric?
Yes. So if we looked at the creative pool, I can adjust this from 48 hours all the way up to 369 hours. So I can leave this open for a week. I could leave it open for a month. However long you would like people to be able to pile into this, that's how long you could leave it open for.
Very nice.
Okay, that's cool.
Very nice.
And I do like that the creator fee is default to 0, but you can adjust it up to 1% for like a charity or something like that.
Right.
I could also see if like somebody was a mega whale, right? Like if you put in whatever, $1 million worth of HEX into the stake, then people, and you set it at a 1% fee for others to join, that might be, the reward might be justified.
So even the mega whales, you guys, right? If we think about how HEX staking has gone, Crispy would probably know this. Crispy is like having Chat GPT for HEX on stream with us. Has there ever been a person besides the OA maybe that has maxed out the bigger pays better bonus at 150 million HEX?
Yes, right, because you got Godwell out there that's done much bigger than that, I believe.
Godwell did?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What about Maximus DAO? Do you remember theirs? I was just looking at it yesterday.
Yeah, that of course that was a big one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they hit it?
Not many.
There's been a couple, I'm sure. I like that. I like the idea of that quite a bit. I mean, getting more,
right?
Getting 10% more power out of it, and yeah, I'd be willing to trade 1% for that. For sure.
Also, if you take a look at some of the stakers that were going out for 45, 30-day stakes, right? One of those guys in particular that I've followed while this was being built had like a rolling 40 to 50 million HEX that he was putting in and out, right? And scraping the yield. If he started a stake like this with 50 million HEX, and all of us knew that our starting bigger pays better bonus was going to be 50 million HEX, and he left that pool open for 48 hours, how many people do you think would join in that pool? Even with a zero creator fee, right? I would go buy HEX to join it if all my HEX was staked, right? Just to be in that pool, because I know that my yield has already got bumped up considerably. I would love to see a whale do that in here. I think it would be pretty awesome. I would like to see this protocol hit the 150 million limit one day, but this is that's the constraints we're working with, right? The 150 million HEX is what I'd like to see it hit. So if you go to pools where we were just a second ago, that let's just say that 48 hours passes and somebody goes in and hits start stake. Let's see if we have. Let's take a look at this one. So pool 6 was one of our first test pools, and went out 72 days. And honestly, I think I started this pool and I tried to do 70 days, but I forgot about the arrow button like you did, buddy. All the tokens that you would get are going to be, this is pool number 6. The tokens that you would receive in your wallet for your shares of this pool are SH6s. So the next pool we start, I think is 13 or 14, right? That would be SH14. Those tokens come to you 1-to-1 by how many HEX you put in this pool. So the contract mints those tokens on each pool that's created. So pool 14's got SH14's, pool 15 got pool SH15, so on and so forth, right? So when this was served, there's still some HEX in here, right? So that's awesome. We can actually click this button. I'll wait for a second before we talk about that. So as this stake is cooking, somebody goes in, clicks start stake, and then it starts down the normal path. It's all riding on HEX at that point in time. Once somebody clicks cooking, all that HEX is riding in the RH ecosystem. It's no longer in anything Magic Carpet Ride, 0x, Stakehouse, none of that. It's all in over there. You have your tokens for that represent your share of that pool, but the pool itself is riding on native HEX.
Right. So the Stakehouse tokens, you just get to hold them in your wallet, right?
Correct. It's your receipt tokens.
You could transfer it to somebody else if you wanted, and it's a different Stakehouse token for each stake.
Correct. So this one, if you take a look right here, is SH6s, right? For pool number 6.
Yeah,
so,
and just you want me to speculate, or you want to just continue with what you're doing?
No, go ahead. Let's chat if you guys have questions.
Well, a fun thing for people out there, right, that are listening to this is, you can get your community together and go put a stake up, right? That just for that, for fun, to do that and work together on something. It's good to have good conversation and circle around something, right? Maybe get a little bit better deal, right? Because you get somebody to come in with 100 million or whatever in aggregate, some higher number, and you get more earnings. But then you have that token, right? Well, you could transfer it to somebody else here if you wanted to, right? But that same community could also say, hey, you know what? I want to go incentivize something. I want to go have fun with this. I want to do something with it. You start up LP, if you wanted to. You set a price on it. Do a Johnny Chaos method, where you give it a base. You do a fast method where you go set up an incentivized pool on 2 fucks and start earning on top of that and build some hype around it. Anyways, I'm just saying there's some fun stuff you can do with it.
So with that in mind, buddy, this could be a pump tires for HEX stakes if you wanted to do that, right? You could 100% do that, but just for so everybody knows, though, we didn't think that there would be enough liquidity for people to sell these things traditionally on LPs, right? But if you were a whale, you could, and you did a 50 million stake or 100 million stake or something like that. That could be the new Maximus, right?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. Not really saying it's a replacement for Maximus, but just in its own league on its own. You're 100% right. Somebody has to make a market,
right?
But it doesn't necessarily mean you got to be a whale to make the market.
It is the only reason why we created the OTC, though. Yeah. That this was the impetus of the OTC. We figured that in the early days, before 2 fucks was launched or fucks was launched, right? The liquidity for Trio, all the perpetuals. Was tough to get around, right? You would have a hard time selling into those pools because people weren't pulling it very much, right? We thought we would have the same issue with these stakes, so we created the OTC. So I can go in and I can create a stake in this pool, pool 6, and I could take those SH6 tokens, and if I run into hardship or if I want to make sure that I break even, we've seen a pump, I'm going to sell enough to cover my bag, let the rest ride the meme token way, right? I can take those tokens, because this is now a tokenized stake. I can take those tokens, put it on Bistro, ask for a price, and sell them on Bistro, on the OTC.
What is an OTC? What does that mean?
Over the let's see if can you see the OTC?
I can see it.
So the OTC is basically a place where you can go and put tokens and put them up for sale, right? And it doesn't affect the charts. This is being sold trustlessly from one person to another. And I could put HEX stakes in here and have and ask for a price. I can ask for HEX, I can ask for ETH, I can ask for INC. There's a bunch of approved tokens, which are RH tickers, stable coins, and ETH, which are the tokens that you have to buy with. But with that in mind, though, you can ask for any of those tokens. That right here, there's some MCR 369 for sale. And it is the tokens that will be accepted are PulseX, Inc., two fucks, because they're a proud supporter of the Bistro OTC, HEX, and ETH. So any of those tokens that you, and there may be better deals in there, because you can ask for different prices. If you would prefer to have more ink, you can offer a better price for ink if you would like. But this is not OTC week, so I just kind of want to touch on this. But that was the impetus of creating the Bistro OTC, was to be able to sell tokenized HEX stakes trustlessly on an OTC.
But wait,
okay.
But wait, there's more.
All right.
Yeah, this is related to HEX Week, because I can also come in here and put up HEX. I could put up EHEX and not hurt the chart, because there might be somebody else who wants something.
Correct.
I could even go in the reverse direction, right, and come up and say I have something else and I want HEX for it.
Right.
You know,
you
and put
can
it
do
up
that
way.
100%. Actuator has been up here quite a bit.
Yeah. So anything related to HEX. In fact, I would probably suggest that for people who are looking to exit from Maxi. I mean, you could also try to do it if you're trying to accumulate Maxi or DESI. I mean, I don't know why somebody would right now, but people do different things, right?
Right.
And because the liquidity situation is what it is, right? And it's designed that way so that somebody can earn fees on it, right? So it's got to get super thick. There would have to be slippage. You come in here and perhaps you don't experience slippage.
It is in a way kind of a reverse limit order, right? You can do the high end side, right? So if I had a target price of a small bag of HEX that I said I would like to get 5 cents for it, I'm going to go on vacation, and if it hits 5 cents, somebody will snap it up while I'm gone. It's different than being on V3, because if it retraces, you're going to come back to the same tokens you had, right? This is not that. You can actually put that HEX up here. If it hits 5 cents, somebody's going to buy that HEX. People are watching this in the MCR Telegram room. There's actually a bot that shows new listings on the 0x Bistro tab, right? So you can actually see what's being listed, or you can just pull up the page, right? But it is a sell order in a way. It just depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in terms of what it does, but I mean, it doesn't show up any chart anywhere.
Doesn't show up on the chart. So I could come in here and sell 100 million HEX, and if the person that buys it doesn't sell it, that HEX didn't affect the chart when I sold it or when he bought it. Just went from a wallet to a wallet through this contract trustlessly.
And how much slippage is there again?
That is zero slippage.
Okay, that's cool. I like zero slippage.
Yeah, I suppose if somebody does come over here though and they're looking at it, you do need to read the screen, see what the offer price is or the request price is, and what the current value is on the market. Because if it's cheaper on the market, you might not want to do it.
So with this, right? You have on MCR, 36% of this is bought up, right? And you can tell that this, just at a glance, you can tell what's a deal on here, what is not a deal at this point, right? This is kind of a slow period. We've had 2 or 3 pages on this before. Right now, we only have 1. And I think that's because Max is not as active as he normally is. But green means that this is below market price. This is below market price, right? White means that it is within, I believe, a 5% range of market price. So right now, market price for this is a 5 and a 1, and we're selling this at a 5 and a 2, right? So it's right there. But if you subtract the slippage that you would receive for buying this big bag, and you don't have to pay slippage here, that's a whole nother ball game. That makes this better than market price.
Right.
Make sense?
It does to
It
me.
makes a lot of sense.
All right.
So if the OX Bistro tokens go on here, like what do they show up as?
So they would show up.
Or not OX Bistro tokens, the Stakehouse tokens.
It would show up as SH6s.
Okay.
And,
Cool.
and oh, by the way, this is also on Ethereum. So if you would like to sell your HEX or your HEX stakes or any other token on Ethereum, this protocol is also on Ethereum.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
So once this is done cooking, right? So we've all ordered. Somebody clicked the button. The steak cooked. Once that 69-day period that Fast Abdul wants is it has expired, somebody clicks in stake, right? And there'll be an in stake button down here, and it'll say in the stake. You, by clicking that button, have put yourself in a good position, right? You're reimbursed gas fees, and if anybody doesn't claim their stakes, just like the OA, right, or just like not OA, just like having the 2-week waiting period that native stakes have, that hedron, you also get hedron with this. The hedron and the hex start to bleed out. Some of it goes to the person who ended the stake. The amount that you pay continuously to end the stake is the cost of the end stake times the amount of tokens that you have within that pool. So you are always paying a percentage of the pool based on your how much of that pool you have. So if this is 100,000, if this is a million hex in this pool, and I put in 100,000, I'm having to pay 10% of the unstaking fee.
Got it.
The other cool thing about this is there is never ever an early in stake.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. Yeah.
There is no EES in this system. Every stake created on Stakehouse goes to term.
Very nice.
The way you EES out of this is you go sell your tokens on Bistro or in an LP. That's how you EES. But other than that, you do not have any other form of getting out of this. This goes to term. Once it goes to term, let's just say there's 20 people in this. Somebody went on vacation on a long cruise, right? Didn't realize that they are planned that cruise for when their hex stake came out. Somebody can come down here and click bleed the hex, and bleed the hex will take the hex that's left in this protocol and send it to stakers that are within the Magic Carpet Ride buffet. So those MCR tokens that you saw, those people that have those MCR tokens staked in the Magic Carpet Ride buffet start receiving this hex.
Nice.
I'm not gonna juice this guy right now. Somebody, now that they saw it up here, probably will. Ty likes to press this button a lot. I have not pressed it once yet, right? But there have been some pretty healthy gains. There's some people that have lost 20,000 hex or 40,000 hex because they didn't realize that there was that their stake was due. Any questions
So
on
if
that?
somebody else presses the end stake button, right, but you don't go and claim it, then the bleed happens?
Correct. So if I go in there within the 2 weeks and I redeem all my SH6s, right, I
Yep.
get all my hex and all my hedron if it's within the 2 week period. If somebody else does not claim within that 2 week period, that hex and that hedron is remaining in the contract for pool 6, and it follows the same mechanics as the what do you call that, Crispy, when it bleeds out?
Well,
Penalties. Yeah, the bleed out feature, right? It has a name, but
it's the late penalty. Yep.
yeah. So the bleed out feature works the same, except for that hex no longer bleeds to the OA. I'm pretty sure the OA has enough hex, right? That hex goes to people within the RH ecosystem that have MCR staked in the buffet, and it no longer goes to the OA because this stake went 2-term, full length, was unstaked when it was supposed to be, and when people claimed it, all that hex went to the people, and when people didn't claim it, people who have MCR staked get that hex. It's pretty simple.
So if you know hex staking, you can do this, and then if you know Dex, like you can use Stakehouse, and if you know Dexes, you can use OX Bistro. Like it's no more complicated.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
only
it's easier as far as Stakehouse is easier than hex staking, I think.
right.
It
is.
front end better.
And if you have any issues with your wallet, I think that this wallet's compromised, blah blah blah. I got some funny messages. I don't like this wallet. I could take that whole stake and send it to another wallet. I could take that whole stake and send it to a Gnosis safe if it's a 15-year stake. I can exit it out of the Gnosis safe when it's time to collect it and put it in just a burner wallet, collect the hex, send all my rewards back to my Gnosis.
You know, a lot of people talked about trying to develop things, right? They come up, because we're all in crypto, and so it's like, well, I have an idea too, and I'd like to do something. But a lot of the times we kind of preface it with it's got to be something, at least in my circles, right? Something that supports hex. And damn, has it been hard to come up with things that supports hex, right? Because everything ends up being another copy of hex, right? Because what we know that works really well is that methodology, right? And anyways, so kind of like jumping forward, this is pretty cool because so let's say somebody wanted to do some sort of like an add-on module, they could actually build it on Stakehouse, meaning again creating those tokens through staking. And then
I have thought about creating some day 3000 hexes, hex stakes, right? Some SH whatevers, right? SH20s, and make them day 3000 and send them to actuator guys, right? And see if they could work those into their plan, because I can actually pinpoint those dates on this system and
Yeah,
create
yeah.
tokenized stakes to feed into Actuator.
Well, I think definitely you can relate it to that, right? For anybody who doesn't know, Actuator has these HTT tokens, and one of the chosen dates is the HTT 3000 date. And so, if you were to make a stake that ends, you could make some sort of a relationship that ends on day 3000. Wouldn't be exactly the same value per se, but you could make a relationship between two stakes that have HEX coming out on the same day, and they would have some sort of relative value, and you could like build a little ecosystem around that.
Right.
It could be fun. It could be fun, like an anniversary date or something, like the 10-year anniversary for HEX date, something of that nature, and kind of hype it up, get people to do it.
There's also some people within this community like Papa B and a few others that have their staking ladder is legend, right? I've often thought that there could be some community leaders out there that take a hold of this and say, with a group of people, all right, you guys, let's build your staking ladder. We're going to build it together. We're going to fill a ladder from 10 years backwards or whatever, right? And have that group of people participate together, get a bigger pays better bonus, and fill a rung on that ladder once every 30 days.
Like have it be a 30-day rolling stake, or what? Like how would you structure it?
I would have like, let's just say Crispy wanted to do this, right? And then said, okay, this month we're going to go out 90 days. And even though he's a Cuatro Cinco guy right now, right? But we're going to make a ladder. We're not going to do all Cuatro Cinco. Some of you guys aren't going to live 15 years, right? And so
I hope we all live that long, but yeah,
I hope so too, buddy. But we'll see. So we go out to we go 10 years out and we work our way backwards or whatever that looks like. And he says, so at the beginning of the month, we're going to create a new rung on your ladder, throw what you can afford to lose into that rung. And you guys have 48 hours or a week to participate in the pool. You guys are all admins or at the very least participants in the Stakehouse chat. You have free reign in there, right? To gather people and get them involved in this. And of course, Magic Carpet Ride would put it all over X and say, everybody, Crispy's doing a ladder. This is rung one on a staking ladder that should set you up for a 10-year ladder. And everybody participates as a group. I would love to see that. That's what this was made for. If anybody remembers, Magic Carver Wide was set up because we were trying to get people the same type of yield, the same type of multiplier on sacrifices that people like God Whale did, right? So this is a way for small fish to swim with whales. Get a bunch of them together, get the same bigger pays better the bonus that big whales get, and half and a fraction of the fees when you get out. Let's see if this pulls out. You guys still there?
Yeah. I'm getting ready for dessert. When do we get to dessert and then bidet? Well, we could do buffet first.
I was looking at buffet. So there's no tokens in this wallet. Otherwise, it would show people. There's HEX in there in my personal wallet. There's HEX in there for me to collect right now.
When's the Stakehouse party happening?
We're winning.
I want a steak right now. Yeah,
Are we staking it until we making it?
steak.
You good? So
I see,
you guys want?
I
you
see
guys
Monkey
wanna-
in the chat.
Monkey would join.
Well, I just wanted to. He's doing a shout out to you, really, and everybody else. Yeah, there's a lot built on HEX. I think there's a lot more built on HEX than people understand.
I think Morales would join. David Morales, he's a big time HEX guy. Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool platform, you guys. And it's not getting the use. For one, when we named it, these are the roadblocks we hit. The second we named it and we came out with it, we said, "Oh, we're making Stakehouse." Or Richard said, "Good news, we're all publishers. We're no longer stakers.
We're mine houses. We're mine houses.
Publishing house.
Yeah, we're publishing now." And then once we launched it, then the OA did a giant stake, right? So everybody's kind of sleeping on HEX staking right now. But I do believe that T-shares might see some significant gains over the course of time as this marketing plan that Richard Hart is putting forth. I think, and I'm not one of those guys that is sitting around for Sack Daddy, right? All these things that you just saw me go through that we built over the course of 2 years, we built knowing that there was all kinds of heat on Richard Hart, and he may never come back, right? So we kept building though, because we knew that this would be good long term, whether he was here or not. But if any of those little chunks of those little bars that Hex Kong showed actually get EES'd, Stakehouse people will benefit from that 100%.
Yeah, I think the gamification of playing these different types of games in crypto, like pulled stake, you pulled everything. I mean, once a product gets big enough, there's always going to be pulled products built on it. But yeah, it's just where's the newcomers are going to come in that want to play the games. They're going to do meme coins, stake HEX, maybe both. We'll see.
Yes.
You make HEX 10,000X again.
Hex.com.
Hex.com.
Do we is it time for us to do the stake live now, buddy?
It is time.
All right.
Christy Fast, feel free to hang on, drop off, whatever you want to do, but we're going to do it live. We'll do it live.
Let's do it live.
I want to stick around. I want to see the stake go up.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
Stake it up.
All right. You guys don't look at my pin, okay?
I'm monitoring how much muscle movements you have.
I'm screen
measure
capturing
muscle movements.
I'm zooming in on your glasses, capturing the reflection.
That's what I figured. Everybody's getting the reflection of my pin.
I see that you wrote the seed phrases on your couch, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is
There's some writing on there. What's that all say?
I even have a gold key. Gold key signed my couch. So this couch went to the original HexCon or PulseCon, right, in Vegas with DJ Lethal, and this was at the party. Hex
That's bullshit,
Siren, KG.
Where's my couch?
That was
Freddie
the Power
Quotes.
That was the Power City party?
Bullshit.
Yeah, this was at the Power City party.
I remember that couch.
Yeah. I think I forget who's under my butt. I think it's CZ. I'm sitting on CZ right now.
No, him and Coinbase guy stopped by.
No, CZ, the blonde.
The lady.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Changes the whole setup completely.
Yeah, it does.
Keep this family friendly, triplet dad. Changes the whole thing.
This is the greatest thing I have ever seen in my life. This is amazing.
So this wallet that you guys are going to see, this is our original sacrifice wallet. MCR did run a sacrifice, right? And we're one of the few sacrifices that kept all the HEX that was donated, all of it, because we were going to use it for this. So back to Stakehouse, we're going to create a pool. Disconnect. Hold on, you guys. MetaMask is giving me an issue here.
So when you create the pool, do the tokens go into your wallet right away, or does it have to wait for the time to tick down on the window?
That's a great question, buddy. You can actually let me get back to that screen. You can actually, if I put all my tokens in this pool, right? If I put all my tokens in this pool, nobody joined the pool, so the bigger pays better bonus isn't that great, and somebody above me opens up a pool that is more attractive. As long as this hasn't hit step 2 and is cooking, I can put all of my tokens back into this pool, get all my HEX out, and the only thing you have to pay is gas. There's no fee or nothing like that, and go into the other pool. As long as it's not hit the cooking level.
Very nice.
All right, there we go. Sorry about that, you guys. So we are going to the dashboard. Cool.
Which, just a note there, if they were being sold on the OTC, you'd want to go check first to make sure they're already cooking.
Yeah, I don't anticipate exactly. And once we do this, I'll show you guys. We have a link underneath those pools that takes you right to Hex Scout that shows you how the stake is doing.
Okay, cool.
How many days do you guys want to do?
Well,
Let's keep it like let's keep it under 90 so people can test this and not know that their freaking stuff is going to be locked up forever, right? That's what I would like to do.
I had only one answer for you.
Yeah, you were going to say 5.
Of course,
you do
was.
90 days.
Yeah.
Well, like when you make this steak, can you set it to start cooking immediately, or is there always a window?
It's always at least a 1 hour window.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
You want to do what would you like to do, Max?
By max, do you mean fast?
Or
No,
fast?
he's not on.
Oh, he's gone. I can't see the screen, you guys, because I'm on the.
Oh,
so
okay.
what would you guys like to do?
He went incognito.
What if we do 2? What if we do one little one that's that, and just set it for an hour to expire? Put that one on the OTC like right away, right? And then do a longer one and have a much larger window for people to enter it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
We can still take the tokens, even though it hasn't expired. We can still take the tokens and go place them on the OTC, regardless of length.
Okay.
So we don't have to do 2. It'd be better just to get more firepower into 1.
Yeah, bigger pays better. Yeah.
So you want to do 30, 60, 90? Let's stay in the 369 style.
And
what would
can we do half days? Can we do like 30.5?
You cannot.
I'm joking.
Full days only because we're working on the Hex native contract, bro.
Indeed. Yeah, just like a real stake.
Yeah.
Cool. How does 60 sound? I like 60.
All right, let's go to 60. All right, so we just put together a stake duration of 60 days. How many days would you guys like to keep it open?
Well, for this
48 hours, 72 hours.
I'd say 48 hours for this, right? If you're
all right.
It's not very long, so you don't want to
48 hours.
Takes a week off stake.
And we're going to leave it at 0 creator fees. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And how much hex is going into the stake?
So in this, so we're creating it, confirm, accept. All right, waiting for transaction. All right, so now that pool is created. Just because it doesn't default take you to your pool, it says click here to go to your new pool, right? I have oftentimes said, oh man, it didn't create, and I do it again, and that's how some of those had 0 in them. My fault. But click here to go to your pool. Oh, lucky 13. Awesome. So this is going to be pool 13. And just to give everybody a bump up, right, I'm putting our whole balance in there, which isn't a whole lot, 800,000 hex, okay?
Oh, that's a lot.
Confirm.
Was that $8 grand?
There you go. It's in.
Yeah. Hey, so I see Crypto Ewok out there in the chat. So you can come in here and do a Quattro Cinco, Mr. Ewok, and then turn around.
I would love to see some
and then
Quattro
airdrop,
Cincos.
and then airdrop all the tokens to other users. You do that.
You could, yeah.
You'd really have to let
You
them
could
know.
make an entire ecosystem based on this of like, you know, layered tokens and LPs and hex stakes ending, and you know, like you could really use this as the base for like a complete hex staking ecosystem with airdrops and farming and all these kinds of things.
Well, it sounds like you can incorporate it without having to pay. Nothing against you guys, Marcus. You guys already built this, but rather than trying to get some dev to go build this for you and tell you it's $120,000 to build it, you could just plan to utilize this. You know.
Yeah.
I'm throwing numbers out there, but I mean, it's not uncommon to go to somebody who's dev and ask them about something complicated like this, and for that to be the price range. You know.
That's the thing about what we've built. There is nothing that I've shown today that is a fork of anything. They're all freaking super kind of complicated, ground up builds that took for freaking ever. And I don't know if I would put 3 things in development again in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time. All right. The first one was an approval. Now it's depositing.
Oh, we did have a question in the chat. Did you do this on Ethereum or on PulseChain?
It's on both.
Oh, you did it on both, the same thing. Okay. Meaning the stake, this pool.
The stakes are on both?
Yep. Well, so now that balance that I had, right?
Yeah.
Is right here. So pool 13, that first 800,000 hex that's in there is ours. Magic carpet rides. So if I wanted to, so we're going to do the same thing on Ethereum, so people can play around with Ethereum. Okay. So to do that, I just click Stakehouse on Ethereum over here. Connect wallet. Unmask. Next. All right. And we're doing the exact same thing. Go into pools. Create pool. We're going to go to 60 days. All right. $48. 0 creator fees. I'm going to create. Click here to view your new pool. And over here, we're pool number 6. Going to take that entire balance. I'm going to take these numbers off just so it's even. Confirm.
Yeah, see, David Morales, I got your back. Had to ask. Yeah, Hex Monkey, you're joking around about Ether, but it's possible they could use this for that. I don't know how the software is written.
You could 100% use it for Ether, but we have not built it for Ether.
Somebody say Ether, the most amazing network ever made.
And then
ETH pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, pow.
Who's got 1 billion hex on ETH pow? Tell me in the chat if anybody. Fast
I'm pretty sure I do.
And
all right.
Pow, 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 pow.
All right, stake pool number 6. Sorry, I had to.
So we have a 60-day pool on pool 6 on ETH and a 60-day pool on Pulse.
Noise.
And just so you guys can see, if we go to pools, this is our pool. You can view the stats, right? So now we're into that pool, and this is the pool address. Once some other people get in there, right, you'll see some participation on Hex Scout of who's in this particular pool. And right now you just see me, right? But it will pull up this just like anybody else, and it will start showing all the addresses involved, just like it's actually really cool how this works. I didn't think our protocol would actually interface with Hex Scout as well as it does. Hex Scout's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Hex Scout team.
Yeah, they're badass. And Pool Creator, that's us, right? That's the wallet that all that hex came from, this 305 number, and we're all good. We're both of those are set up. Now, if you guys wanted to, we could do that another day because I know we have another thing coming up, right?
There is a panel imminent, but we got a couple minutes.
Yeah, so if we wanted to, we could go get those SH16s and place them on Bistro, and we could sell them. So maybe I will do that after today, right? Maybe I'll throw some SH16s for 1 hex a piece up on the Bistro, so you guys can participate in this. And when you do participate in that, and you have this view, my view shows that I'm a participant in this, right? It will show that you're a participant in this. This needs actually, Fast Abdul, you're right. We need to wait for this to go to cooking before those SH16s, because normally it would say my balance of SH16s right here, and it doesn't say that yet.
That's good though, because that's a fail safe. Somebody couldn't get those and then try to sell them and then cancel it.
Right. Well, I can cancel it, right? So if Crispy Man was to start a pool right now with 10 million hex in one of his little play around wallets, I can actually withdraw all of my SH13s, right?
Yeah.
I can withdraw them all, and go into Crispy's pool.
But I guess there's no risk. Like if you sold SH13s, like you can only reclaim the ones that are in your wallet, so that other person would be the one who got to reclaim.
Right now, no matter who holds it, whether
Yeah.
I send it to you or it goes through Bistro or Crispy got some given to him in a drawing, all of those SH13s right now before the cooking starts is worth 1 hex. So I have 756 SH13s. And that's how much hex I put in the pool. So I can go redeem those for my hex and get it all back. No fee, no nothing.
Do not forget about
if somebody put a creator fee on it, though, you guys, that fee does go away right at the beginning.
Do you want to explain the staked hex initial transaction, the SHIT one for this one? Pow! Had to get one. You kept saying SH. I was like, SH. That sounds so familiar. If those are only an acronym for SHIT.
Yeah.
Staked hex initial transaction. That does not exist. I just made it up. There you go.
This will be famous for doing the Stakehouse initial transaction live on the HEX conference put on by RHMax.
Boom. Love these hex events. They're pretty good. Hex Week 2025. Is that where we're at right now? We're at Hex Week 2025.
So that went pretty flawless, you guys. Aside from me needing to connect this wallet, everything went off without a hitch. Let's go check our Stakehouse on ETH1 just to make sure it's up and running. PulseX view. Oh, we did the approval. Deposit. The first one that we did was just the deposit.
What kind of
it was just the approval, not the deposit.
What's your ETH fee for staking today?
Oh, I should have checked that. I don't know.
$700.
$4,000.
It's a good question. I don't know if there's any ETH in that wallet. Well, it has to have some because it created the stake.
There is the Ethereum upgrade where you can pay. I mean, I think some dApps allow you to pay gas in another token. So it'd be fun. I was just thinking, if you were like, oh, you could pay it in hex. I'm paying 1 million hex to end a 100,000 hex stake. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Make it the cow swap of stakes. Yeah.
Mm.
Now that's
current prices, I don't think it's an issue. You know, those Ethereum upgrades did what they're supposed to do, and
price it's been pretty good.